Did you do it yet?
Okay, yes, I'm live. Okay. All right. Okay, so you're host now, yes? Cause
Yes. For some reason, the link won't go live.
okay. Okay. All right.
Invalid link for YouTube.
Okay. Did you let her in? Because I can't see. I'm not on Zoom right now.
I did.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, all right. So I guess we should begin. Hello, hello. This is Mr. C of Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy. Welcome. We are going to learn how to belt out notes today. That's the idea of this little workshop. Hello, hello. so so today's workshop is just, again, belting out notes, singing. Okay. Many times, you can come across a lot of singers will say, oh, I can't seem to belt out notes. I can't seem to get the projection of the notes that I sing. I'm very soft voiced, that type of thing. Okay. And I'm not sure how to be able to sound like the like Pavarotti or the next opera singer that really can wail, that really can do that. I'm here to tell you guys that this is really just it takes a lot of practice. This is where warming up comes into play, and even more importantly, more of a base type of thing is that it's the technique. It's lo and behold, it's the way you shape your mouth. It's the way you stand. Okay, everything from your posture, from your toes all the way up to your head. Okay, that's the idea, and that's what we're here to accomplish. Okay, and a lot of people may not necessarily know that. They think that if they sing as loud as I can, if they think that they could do that, okay, and sometimes we'll be like, I feel like I'm screaming and my voice is hurting, and at the same time I'm not really getting this desired results, and I feel weaker. Well, yeah, if you're screaming, if that's what's happening, that's definitely not singing, and so you're really just putting a lot of strain. And before you know it, people tend to give up. That's the idea. They tend to just give up on what they're trying to accomplish there. Okay, because they think they can't. Because now my voice is shot. And I'm just never going to get to that status. Okay. Well, let's take one thing into consideration, guys. Okay, let's take one thing into consideration. There is an issue with trying to get there. First of all, we need to not stress about it. We need to definitely not stress on how we're going to get there, when it comes to the voice. If you're stressing about it, that's putting something, against you on your own body. Remember this: your voice is part of your body. That's the key. Your voice is part of your body, and it's like your appendages. Okay, it's like anything that you do with your body. You have to really take care of it. That's the idea. If you're exercising, okay, there's a lot of technique that goes into the way you do a push-up, the way you do a pull-up. Okay, you definitely want to have a certain posture. You definitely want to sometimes for example, we do push-ups and we don't know how we might be straining our wrists when we're on that flat surface. Okay, sometimes they say getting extra equipment by holding these bars that have a kind of a stand at the bottom of it, at the base of it. That'll help with the push-ups. But guess what? I've even used those myself and ended up hurting my wrist then too, because a lot of times it really just has to do with the way you're positioning your hands. Okay, it's the way you're doing that. It's, again, technique. It's these fundamental things that if you place your hands a certain way, if you have a little twist here, where you're not supposed to on that wrist, then guess what? While you're doing those push-ups, you're straining that joint. You're straining that part of your body. Okay, and then when you're done, you don't realize why wrist has been hurting. Why that happened to be so. Okay, but guys, I forgot. I do want to turn the attention over to our our director for Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy, Shirley Coelho. I believe she has a quick message before we actually begin the lesson. So, Shirley, if you would please say what's needed to say before we continue.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I was in the middle of trying to get the link live on school, but I can't seem to do it. Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, Meadow. I wanted to point out that Meadow's been doing all of the schoolwork, the worksheets, and everything, and you're doing an awesome job, Meadow. Yeah, I know you're going to see this video later because you're so diligent. I just wanted to let you know you're doing an awesome job. You and your beautiful two children, Liam and Autumn.
Liam and Autumn, yes, Liam and Autumn.
Liam
I've been
and
watching you guys as well.
You
Yes.
guys are doing really great with your worksheets. Mr. C does have some critiques that he's going to add in later. And for everybody else, I wanted to say, you know, the music theory classes, they are up. It's days 1 through 5, and so make sure you are participating and learning the music theory. Music theory is so important when it comes to playing instruments, when it comes to singing. So we really want you guys to have that foundation. So make sure you're doing all the worksheets and make sure you are asking questions. So that's my. Oh, and if you want to ask questions, you can go to the main board where you can post, and you can post in the music theory discussions tab. Usually I did put a link the first time. I think I forgot to put the link for questions for the rest of the theory classes. So, but you can go to the tab that says music theory discussion and add your questions if you like. But everybody else, catch up. We're on day 5 already. And then, of course, the thing is, what's really great about courses online is you can really take them as you can, as you will. They're very flexible. But I want you to be able to catch up and not have to struggle to catch up to Mr. C. So, and take the classes too, one at a time, go slow. We're now getting a little bit more complicated, I noticed. So when I look at his videos and create worksheets and stuff like that, I do see it's getting a little bit more complicated, which is good. So take your time. No worries if it's a little over your head. Watch the video a million times, okay? So that's it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Shirley, so very much. Okay.
And anybody else that wants to join the academy, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you can go to school.com and then look for Mr. C's Music Academy. So anybody else that wants to join, you want to learn music theory for free. It's very expensive to learn. So yeah, come to the academy, and the worksheets are right underneath the videos. So okay.
Okay.
Now you can do.
All right, cool. We're good. Okay. So yes, Miss Meadow, you know, and again, I've been looking at the worksheets for Liam and Autumn, and how they've been doing pretty well. Okay. Generally, just to let you guys know, I tend to check the sheets, okay, for accuracy and making sure that everything is correct on the work that you guys do. I tend to do it on a Saturday. Okay. So a little later on, as Shirley mentioned before, I'm going to put some comments, okay, on the work that you've done so far. Okay, I did take a look at it, but definitely look out for those comments a little bit later on today regarding your work, to make sure that you guys are progressing the way you should. Okay, but let's move on, guys. Let's go back to our singing lesson. Okay, so I mentioned a while ago, before that little break, we need to not stress. Okay, I want to really make sure that you guys understand that when it comes to singing, okay, really when it comes to learning anything in music, sure, you shouldn't stress. Patience is very key. Okay, but definitely when it comes to singing, because as I mentioned before, singing, the voice is a part of the body. Okay, and we have to take care of the body. We have to make sure that we're doing that in order to then progress into the singer that we want to be. The other thing is, you know, parts of singing is really some of it is some of your ability, I should say. Some of your ability is inherited, and a lot of it also is also you have to work. at it. You also have to work at it to make it something that you weren't before. Okay. So, case in point, myself. Okay. Yes, I've trained as a classical musician. Okay. What I mean by that is, for lack of a better term, I used to do a lot of operatic songs. Okay. So I used to sing, and singing was my first my first love. Okay. I started that in high school, and I was classically trained. So I, I have a particular voice. My voice can come across very booming, okay, because a lot of the techniques that I've learned over the years from my teacher, okay, and other teachers, when it comes to singing, I've had to build on it, okay, but by natural means, I'm not I don't have as booming a voice, as a projective a voice as, say, the next person, say a lot of other singers that have been doing it for years. And a lot of time, and it's a little mixture of both. It's not really, again, something that you totally inherit, okay, and it's parts of inheritance of what kind of voice you have just naturally, and other parts working on it. Okay, we could have a big booming voice and everything like that. Okay, but clarity and tone might be still missing if we're not working on it with different warm-ups, with diction in mind. Okay, basically how you pronounce particular words, and in different languages too. It depends on, it also, a lot of times, it also depends on where you're from, your language, languages, and the way everybody pronounces different languages, and with your speech pattern, and what you've grown up with. Okay, all of that puts into play on what kind of voice you're going to have. Okay, again, you can inherit a booming voice or not. Okay, but it does still take work on technique, doing particular warm-up exercises for the voice, knowing how to shape the mouth, shape the face, the cheek muscles. Okay, and how you're standing, even how you're standing, your posture. Okay, so let's go over those foundational things pretty quickly. I want to kind of get to it so that we can get to the nitty gritty, which is, how do I project? How do I make my voice stronger than what it is, right? But again, bear in mind, okay, due to our inherited voices, okay, we still can go but so much. Okay, let me say that. We can go but so much. We can't compare ourselves to somebody else who has a booming voice. Okay, whether operatic or, I've seen some gospel singers who have really strong voices, stronger than mine. And I've been classically trained, but there are gospel singers that have been singing in the church, since they were little. Okay, and sometimes that may not even have anything to do with it. Sometimes it has nothing to do with how long they were doing it per se. Not really. They could come up. They could come up into singing in their teens or in their early 20s and never realized how great a voice they actually had until they tried it out. Okay, and then of course they had to have a good mentor, a good teacher to really hone their skills. Okay, to observe how they do it, and then really get them into exercising that voice. But again, okay, sometimes we also have a certain voice that is limited by our inherited traits. Okay, so we can definitely hone those skills to projecting and making a booming voice so that we can belt. Okay, maybe more than what we thought we could. Okay, but again, don't compare yourself to the next singer who might have a stronger voice than you. Okay, there's a lot of different timbres of voices, a lot of different types of voices out there in the world. Okay, and the key is not to stress about it, and to try to mimic or be better than the other person. Okay, it's to really come into your own voice, really get to know the limits of your voice, okay, and the potentials of your voice. Okay, get to know all of those different things, Okay, and then hone that. Okay, strengthen it, but not but again, this to strengthen your voice, it's not to look to be better than the next person or be just as big as the next person. Okay, it is not a competition with others, but it's a competition for yourself. You've probably heard that term before, where you're competing against yourself, when it comes to physical fitness or athleticism. Okay, well, guess what? I just mentioned earlier that the voice is part of your body. Okay, so this is like a physical fitness type of thing. You are a vocal athlete, if you will. Okay, you're a vocal athlete, and the idea is to compete with yourself, to be better than what you've been, but not to compete against others. Okay, that's the idea, because again, everybody has their own form of expression. They have their own type of voice. Okay, and there's another say here's another saying: beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay, in this case, let's look at the people that have, you have different fans of different singers. Okay, I like this singer, I like that singer, I like the way she sounds, I like the way he sounds. That's my guy, that's my girl. You have all those different types, you have your favorites out there. Okay, because they have a particular beauty and timbre of their voice, and it has nothing to do with who's the stronger one. Not necessarily. Sometimes it has something to do with that, but the beauty that you find in that person's voice, in that performer's voice, has to do with their timbre mostly. Okay, and how they've cultivated their voice to get to the level that they are. Okay, anything to do with how booming their voice came out to be. Okay, so keep that in mind, guys. If other singers had to compete with others, okay, if they had to do that, then they would never continue their craft. Okay, that's a fact. They would never ever continue their craft. So make sure you guys understand that, as we're doing this. Okay, you're coming to get to know your voice, again, the limits and the potential of your, but do not compare yourself with others. Be your voice, know your voice, and make it your own. That's the idea. Okay, we're only here, what I'm here to do is, again, to show you techniques that to challenge your voice, to make it stronger than what you realize it could be. Okay, and really get into getting to know your voice through these vocal warm-ups, these exercises. Okay, so first things first, we want to make sure that our stance is well. Okay, you're going to look down at your feet. Okay, you need to get up. If you're sitting down right now, okay, it's time to get up. Okay, it's time to get up on your feet. You're going to look down at your feet and make sure that you have or think about your shoulders, your distance of your shoulders. Okay, make sure that your feet are equal distance to your shoulders. So however wide your shoulders are from apart from each other, that's how wide your feet should be. Okay, make sure your feet are flat. Okay, make sure you're not swaying, you're not swaying a lot, you're not swaying from side to side too much and getting too fidgety with your body. Okay, you want to have a nice, stable, firm stance. Okay, now I say stable, but at the same time relaxed. Okay, so again, looking down at your feet, both feet flat and planted on the floor. Okay, but do not tense your body. Okay, don't tense your body while it's planted on the floor. Okay, relax the muscles while your feet are flat on the floor. Okay, again, equal distance of your shoulders. You're looking down, you're making sure you're doing that. Now, making sure your whole body is straight. Okay, from your toes all the way up your. Okay, I just want you to see the spine, the back. Okay, how we're having a straight back. Your shoulders, I'm going to turn this way just so you see. Your shoulders are relaxed. Also, again, muscles do not tense up. Okay, your hands should remain at your sides. Okay, and all of your, okay, by the way, if I look this way every now and again, I'm just looking at the monitor to make sure that I'm showing you the right proper posture here. Okay, but again, your shoulders are going to be relaxed. Your muscles will be relaxed as well and not tense. Okay, we're just standing, but we're not military standing. We're not doing this. Okay, get all of that out of your head. Okay, do not tense up those muscles. The more tenseness you have in your body, the worse it's going to be when you do attempt to sing. Okay, so that's the idea. The idea is to have a nice, straight stance, but at the same time relaxed. Okay, so I'm doing the side profile again. straight back, shoulders down. Okay, now take a look at my neck. Now, you guys don't know this, okay? Um, but Mr. C here is the most guilty when it comes to posture. Okay, I have been hearing it all from my mom to my grandma to my wife now. Okay, I have the worst posture that you've ever seen on somebody. Okay, I tend to hunch. I tend to do this a lot. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're not hunching. Okay, especially in the back of the neck. And the back of the neck is the most important part here. Okay, because this is where the voice is. The vocal cords are here. Okay, so we tend to kind of do this a little bit. And I'm guilty of this. Okay, but over the years of and by the way, my music teachers also got on my case about my posture. Okay, but they've taught me to be more aware of it. Okay, so now I'm kind of hunching. You know, I naturally tend to do this. Okay, I try to fix it on my own. I try to be more aware of it. Okay, especially with different ways of doing it. So the idea is to get this neck straight. Okay, get it straight. Okay, and that's what I've definitely been in more of the practice of that, of keeping the back of the neck straight. Okay, because again, where the vocal cords are here, it's gotta be relaxed. It's in the more comfortable position, which is having the neck straight. If you're doing this a lot, okay, what you're doing is you're stretching those vocal cords. You're stretching them even while I'm talking. I'm kind of stretching them, and that tends to what? That tends to put strain on the vocal cords, and that's not what we want. So making sure the back of the neck is straight. Now, how do we reinforce that? How do we reinforce a straight back of the neck? Okay, what you might have seen, and I tend to do. I actually lately, guys, I've been doing a lot of Tai Chi lately. Okay, to remind me of my posture. Tai Chi, that's one of the exercises, physical exercises that are really, really good when it comes to reinforcing good posture. Okay, so they always talk about, okay, the workout guru, the teacher, he tells me about relaxing the shoulders, hands at your sides, really straight back. Okay, he also says kind of the pelvis kind of tucked in. Okay, so you could do that, but you don't have to do too much of that, really. Just as long as, again, you're relaxed in your stance. Okay, but to reinforce a good straight back of the neck, okay, you can do one of two things. Okay, there's one where my Tai Chi workout instructor, he likes to use this method where he has two of his palms, okay, put on the sides of your temple, okay, and then you just lift up. Okay, let me show you the side profile of that. Okay, so right now I'm kind of hunched right there. Okay, sides of my temples right here with both my palms like this, and then lift it up, and there I have more of a straight back neck. Okay, keeping my neck straight. Other way to do that, okay, is my teacher taught me this before I was doing Tai Chi. So she used to tell me, think of a puppet string that's at the top back of your head. Okay, think of the puppet string, and just kind of have this imaginary puppet string right here, and then just pull up along with your neck. Let me show you the side profile with that. Okay, you guys can try that. Okay, imaginary string, pull up, and boom, there it is. Now a nice straight back of the neck. Okay, and now, okay, don't hold it too much against me if I tend to lose my posture. Okay, all right. A lot of people have very natural posture. If you do, great for you. That's really good. Okay, I just want you to also be aware of it sometimes, especially when we're singing. Okay, now here's the thing. I mentioned earlier about straining the vocal cords too much.
Sorry, I need to interrupt you.
Oh, you need to. Okay, sure.
Huh?
What? I'm sorry.
Check your,
Say it again.
check your message.
Oh, check my message. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, chat.
Okay, I'm gonna my chat. All right, here we. Okay, on Zoom. If I can.
Yes.
If I can get to it. Hold on. Not sure where it is actually.
Go to chat.
No, I know, but okay, here's the thing. It's somewhere.
On Zoom, go to chat.
I know, but I can't.
Click on it.
I can't find Zoom. That's the. I'm on YouTube now. The live
Oh,
part.
you can't find Zoom.
Yeah.
The tab at the top.
Well, I see tabs. I have the
All right,
post.
so
Host attendee Zoom.
All right, I was just basically telling you to be aware of the time.
Oh, okay. Let's be aware of the time. Okay.
I didn't want to have to say it out loud.
Okay. It's 12. Okay, I have my phone here. I can I can use that. Okay, sorry guys. Okay.
You're teaching and you forget the time.
Oh, yeah, I do. I'm sorry, guys. So much information. But all of these things are good, guys, because I really want to make sure that you guys have those basic foundations, okay? We can't really get into the projection, a good projection of strengthening the voice, a good strong projection of your voice unless hold on a second. Your free meeting will end in 10 minutes. I just got a little. Okay. Great. Okay. So we can't get into the okay, we can't get into the projection of voice unless those basics, those foundational parts are there. Okay, so that's the idea. But let's get into it. Okay, shall we? Okay, so we have our posture. Okay, we want to maintain this posture as much as we can while we're doing that. Okay, so now I can't really see it, I think, but I have my piano over here. Okay. Idea to just kind of pick certain notes. Okay, if you don't, there's also there's a pitch pipe that you can use. Okay, but you can also just think of random notes really off the top of your head, because the idea is to take a particular note, any note, whatever note that is. Okay, and then really just strengthen it. Okay, now and try to project it, to sing it out. Okay, so I'm gonna pick a random note while we're in our stance. Okay, let's say and we're going to use a particular syllable. Okay, let's use the syllable la. Okay, that's always the best. Okay, reason why? Because you have your consonant L. Okay, and then your ah right after that, la for la. Okay, and right away you have no. It's almost like you have no choice but to really open up la. Okay, but at the same time, due to habits, habits of speech, okay, we might just be right away just going to, saying it as law, right? Well, because you know what I'm saying, you can understand that I'm saying law, right? Okay, but we're not over exaggerating. So here's the technique part, guys. Okay, let's say I'm gonna use middle C, that middle C note right there on the piano. Okay, you can't see the piano, but you can hear it, and that's what I'm playing right there. Okay, we want to hone in on that pitch right there. You can hone in on it by and then humming it back to yourself. Okay, there it is. Now we're going to sing it on the syllable la, right? So we're going to open up la. Okay, just speaking it. See the way I'm doing it right now. Okay, while I'm maintaining my posture, I'm just going la. Okay, and I'm over exaggerating, taking the consonant L, U, and then opening up wide with my mouth. La. Okay, letting it out, kind of like you're at a doctor's office and the doctor takes out the tongue depressor and says open up, say ah, right? And you go ah, okay, and they have you doing that. Okay, so you want to say the word la in the same way. Okay, the idea is to the voice that you have, you want to fit it in a big open space which is your mouth. Okay, if you're going to sing it, especially if you're going to sing it, you want to again open up that mouth to let that big voice out. Okay, if you just try to sing it while clenching your jaw, okay, and just going la la, okay, the tone and the strength of it, the projection is not going to be as good. Okay, and again, it's only encouraging when you clench right here in the jaw muscles. Okay, when you try to do that and not open up, it actually also encourages the stretching out of the neck, bad posture, which then right away strains the vocal cords. Okay, that's the one thing you don't want. So you want to maintain the posture, straight back neck. You want to maintain chin sort of down. Okay, to kind of keep this going. Okay, to keep the back of the neck straight. Okay, when you say it, it's going to look funny, sound funny, la, okay? But now apply that to the note, la, okay? Now you might be saying, well, of course it sounds great. It sounds great, Mr. C. Of course it sounds great because, you're you've been doing it. First of all, you've been doing it forever, right? And second of all, you're doing it nice and loud, okay? Oh, but do you think volume has to do with it? Is it about the volume? Hmm. Let's do the same note, okay? We'll do the same note, but now let's do it quieter, okay? I'm going to do it quieter, but maintaining the technique where I'm opening up on la, okay? So my speech, I'm exaggerating those muscles, la, right? But now I'm going to do it quieter. La. Did you hear that? La. Okay? What does it sound like if I were to clench here? La. Now I'm not opening up as wide and I'm still doing it soft. La. Okay? But it doesn't sound as good as la. You hear the difference. You hear the difference in the tone there, in the tone of it, the clarity. There's a clarity there because why? You're giving the note room with your voice. You're giving it room with opening up, wide so that voice can come out, and that's what's going to make the difference in any note that you sing or play. Now, there are other different syllables, okay? There are different syllables. Okay, let's say we're going to sing it on Lee, okay? Now, Lee, look at the way I'm doing that. I'm smiling the actual vowel in the syllable Lee, okay? Lee, I'm smiling it, okay? And you might think, but wait, you're not opening, okay? But here's the thing. Whatever the vowel is of that particular syllable or word, okay? We have to consider those vowels. We want to shape our mouth according to what, okay? And with a little more exaggeration. We want to do that according to what the note is. So if it's Lee, okay, smile it. Lee, okay? Same note right there. And it's going to go Lee. Or let's do it softer if we need to do it softer, okay? Lee. Okay? We're still smiling it, okay? And projecting out, okay? So that tone is just wonderful. And it's in the comfortable position still because why? We're keeping the chin, we're maintaining this posture, back of the neck straight, chin down, Lee, okay? Or we can go as loud as we want, Lee, okay? What if we want to go for a higher note? Here's a higher note. Oh, wow, Mr. C, how can you, a gentleman of deeper voice, which naturally, guys, I have a deeper voice, okay? How can you reach that note right there, okay? How can you do that when you're a naturally lower voice, lower in range, okay? Why? Because eventually I had to do all of these different warm-ups to get myself going, but keeping in mind posture and technique, the way I shape my mouth. That's the key, guys. That's the key to good singing, to reaching higher notes, to being able to project it, okay? And maintaining, again, straight back neck, good posture, good technique, okay? Don't be fooled in thinking that you have to do this. You have to do this in order to reach the higher note, or that you have to do this with, you do not have to change your body. It's always straight back neck, chin down. That's it. Good posture, firm stance, okay? No tenseness, and you can reach any note and project it the way you want it. The idea is you control your body, not your body controls you. Remember that. That's a basic scientific fact, that your body, your brain controls everything of your body, okay? Your body does not control you. So whatever you want to do with it, you're going to be able to do that. Here's my note again on on low. Let's do it on low. Oh, low. Let's do it softer. Low. Here's my posture. I'm shaping my mouth to the O vowel sound and I'm projecting, okay? And I'm singing that note, okay? The more you apply that to whatever you're singing, your warm-ups, no matter what you do, you will always be able to have a great singing voice with projection and stronger than you thought could ever be possible, okay? Guys, That's my tip. That's my workshop today. Make sure you use that when it comes to singing. And as always, I wish you happy practicing, everybody. Everyone take care and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Bye-bye.